Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman participates in first G20 meet. Campaigning intensifies in Manipur as state goes to polls for assembly election. Meghalaya Chief Minister extends over 71 lakhs to producer groups of farmers in West Khasi Hills. State government's initiative of school amalgamation to bring significant improvements, says Assam Education Minister. And in Meghalaya, the 10-day budget session of Legislative Assembly to commence from March 4. Good evening and welcome to the Northeast News. This is Joshna Borua with the news in detail. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman today participated in the first G20 Finance Ministers and Central Bank Governors meeting under G20 presidency of Indonesia. The minister will virtually join the sessions in the two-day meeting to discuss current global economic issues and G20 priorities for 2022. Meanwhile, in the first session, Sitharaman talked about the global economic outlook and risk, including inflation, supply disruptions, and new variants of the coronavirus. She also shared insights on the country's policy response regarding COVID vaccines and suggested that recovery measures have to be built around a long-term vision. It may be mentioned that the 17 G20 Heads of State and Government Summit will take place in November this year in Bali, Indonesia. In Manipur, campaigning has intensified for the election of the 12th Assembly. The state is ready to go to polls in the two phases on February 28 and March 5. A total of 265 candidates are in the fray, among which 17 are women. BJP National President JP Nadda was seen releasing the party manifesto today, while senior Congress leader Priyanka Gandhi addressed a virtual rally. Meanwhile, the total number of polling stations in the state has been increased to 2,968 to ensure smooth voting.
It is indeed a matter of proud privilege for me to be here today on the occasion of release of manifesto of Manipur Bharatiya Janata Party.
In Assam, on the last date of filing nomination for Majuli Baipol, Chittaranjan Basumatari from Ahom Jatiya Porikhod filed his nominations, while other opposition parties, Indian National Congress and Raizor Dol, have also supported the Ahom Jatiya Porikhod candidate. On the other hand, ruling party BJP candidate Bhuban Gam had submitted his nomination papers yesterday. Gam was seen accompanied by his supporters in a rally before filing his nomination yesterday. It may be mentioned that polling will be held on 17th March and counting will be carried out on the 10th of March. Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad Sangma, in his visit to West Khasi Hills, WKH, today extended a financial benefit of over 71 lakhs to 77 producer groups of the state's biggest farmers' welfare program. Conrad informed that the focus program in WKH district alone has benefited 113 producer groups covering 1,876 households with 93.80 lakh disbursed so far. Meanwhile, Sangma also took to his Twitter handle and said that he interacted with the farmers who voiced their concerns on the needs of the district. He further said that interactions like these helped in serving the people better. Time now for a short commercial break. More stories to follow. Stay tuned.
Hey girls! Hi! Congratulations! आज तो पार्टी चाहिए। चैंपियन के साथ सेल्फी लेंगे।
आइडिया, यही करते हैं पार्टी।
पिज्जा पार्टी। ये चल अपना कार्ड और पिन दे।
मेरे कार्ड की डिटेल्स मैं खुद ही डालूंगी। आरबीआई कहता है अपना पिन, ओटीपी, सीवीवी या इंटरनेट बैंकिंग पासवर्ड किसी के साथ शेयर ना करें। ऑनलाइन बैंकिंग सिर्फ अपने कंप्यूटर, मोबाइल और सिक्योर नेटवर्क से करें।
बाय गर्ल्स, कहाँ जा रही है? सुना नहीं? नो शेयरिंग।
आरबीआई कहता है जानकार बनिए, सतर्क रहिए।
Welcome back. State government's initiative of school amalgamation will bring significant improvement in the education system of Assam, said Assam Education Minister Ronoj Pegu while participating in a function of ceremonial dispatch of free textbooks in Guwahati today. The Education Minister formally flagged off the vehicles carrying free textbooks to the districts and the education blocks in Assam. Within this initiative, the state government will provide above 3 crore 22 lakh textbooks to over 60 students from class 1 to 12. The textbooks are in 9 mediums and published in 19 languages. Pegu further mentioned that his department will also extend other benefits such as midday meal, free uniforms and textbooks to over 390 schools that are being run by the tea garden authorities.
বহু বিদ্যালয় আছে ক্যাম্পাস একেটাই কিন্তু তাতে নাম বেলেগ বেলেগ হৈ তিনিখন স্কুল চলি আছে এতিয়া আমি নতুন শিক্ষা নীতিৰ অধীনত বিদ্যালয় শিক্ষা বুলি আমি যেহেতু তাক পুনৰ নামকৰণ কৰিছো সঞ্চালকালয়টো আমি প্ৰাথমিক আৰু মাধ্যম
In yet another initiative from Meghalaya, Chief Minister Conrad Sangma met Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman and thanked her for expanding the special assistance to states for capital expenditure to 1 lakh crore. Taking to his Twitter handle, Sangma informed that he sought her intervention to enhance the scheme's allocation to Meghalaya for the financial year 2022-23 for undertaking several infrastructure projects. In Meghalaya, the 10-day budget session of the Legislative Assembly will commence from March 4. The Business Advisory Committee of the Assembly met recently to finalize the calendar for the session, which will conclude on March 17. Informing this, Meghalaya Assembly Speaker Methbal Lyngdoh said the budget would be presented on March 9th. Meanwhile, Lyngdoh further informed that the upcoming autumn session of the Assembly will be held at the new Assembly building at Mao Diang Diang. Arunachal Pradesh Chief Minister Pema Khandu made a fervent appeal to the youth of the state to come forward and actively take part in protection of the age-old tradition and culture. He said this while participating in the Oriya festival held at Longding in the state. The Oriya festival is the largest festival of the Wangchu community of Arunachal Pradesh. Meanwhile, exciting and eye-catching performances by cultural troops from various villages were exhibited in the festival. Persons who had immensely contributed in highlighting the Wangchu culture and tradition were also awarded and felicitated by the organizers. Deputy Chief Minister Chauna Mien, along with other dignitaries, was also present during the festival.
ये सारा हिस्ट्री कहाँ से छोटा सा गवर्नमेंट ऑफ अरुणाचल प्रदेश प्रेजेंट हियर टुडे
ओडिया फेस्टिवल हमारा वांगचो ट्राइब का फेस्टिवल है। ये बहुत ही अपना यहाँ का ट्रेडिशनल त्यौहार है। तो सबसे पहले मैं राज्य सरकार की ओर से और अपनी ओर से मैं अपना वांगचो ट्राइब के सभी लोगों को बहुत मैं शुभकामनाएं देता हूँ और साथ साथ
Organized as part of the Golden Jubilee celebrations of the naming of Arunachal Pradesh, Deputy Chief Minister Chauna Mien inaugurated a photo exhibition at the State Legislative Assembly premises today. Meanwhile, the photo exhibition will continue till 19th of February. In cricket, India defeated West Indies by 6 wickets in the first T20 of the 3-match series at the Eden Gardens in Kolkata last night. With this win, India has gained a 1-0 lead in the series. Meanwhile, chasing a victory target of 158 runs set by the visitors, India overhauled the target, posting 162 runs for the loss of 4 wickets in 18.5 overs. For the host, Rohit Sharma made quick-fire 40 in 19 balls, while Ishan Kishan made 35 and Surya Kumar Yadav scored unbeaten 34 runs. In the COVID-19 update for Northeast, Arunachal Pradesh has reported 421 active cases, even as discharged cases stand at 63,444. The tally for the dead is 294. In Assam, the active caseload is 1,508, while the cured cases account for 7,14,340. The death toll is 6,619. Manipur has 2,144 active cases, even as release cases account for 1,31,904. The death toll touched 2,088. Meghalaya has recorded 550 active cases, even as dismissed cases are 91,016. The tally for the dead is 1,565. With a caseload of 11,344 active cases, Mizoram has reported 1,90,222 discharged cases, even as the dead account for 640. With 367 active cases, Nagaland has 34,186 discharged cases, even as the death toll is 753. Sikkim has 249 active cases, followed by 38,298 discharged cases, even as tally for the dead is 440. Reporting 120 active cases, Tripura has 99,778 cured cases. The tally for the dead is 919. And now in the COVID update from the nation, over 174 crore 86 lakh doses of COVID vaccine have been administered so far under nationwide vaccination drive. As per the Health Ministry, over 34 lakh 75,000 doses were administered in the last 24 hours. Meanwhile, the recovery rate was recorded at 98.03%, with a total of 67,538 recoveries in the last 24 hours, which increased the total recoveries to over 4 crore 19 lakh. India's active caseload currently stands at 3 lakh 32,000. However, over 11 lakh 79,000 tests were conducted in the last 24 hours. For more updates, viewers can also watch our bulletins and other programs on our YouTube channel, DD News Guwahati. To end the news, the main points once again. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman participates in first G20 meet. Campaigning intensifies in Manipur as state goes to polls for assembly election. Meghalaya Chief Minister extends over 71 lakhs to producer groups of farmers in West Khasi Hills. State government's initiative of school amalgamation to bring significant improvements, says Assam Education Minister. And in Meghalaya, 10-day budget session of Legislative Assembly to commence from March 4. And that's all in this bulletin. Thanks for watching. Namaskar.